Welcome to today's webinar, how to set 20% more HVAC appointments without increasing your marketing budget. Everything that we're going to be talking about today is related to HVAC. However, it will also apply to other home services, home improvement industries and verticals as well. But today, all the examples we're going to be providing are strictly HVAC focused. My name is Josh. I'm the marketing manager here at Hatch. I work with a lot of our industry partners like Rival Digital to help our customers, expand the value of using Hatch, of using other tools in the space to really help grow their business. And so, Eric, thanks for hopping on, man. Mind sharing a little bit about yourself and your experience in the space?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Josh. Yeah, so like you said, my name's Eric Thomas. I'm the president of Rival Digital. I'm wearing the exact same shirt today as I was in that headshot. So that was totally not planned, but still kind of a cool coincidence. So Rival Digital, we're a marketing agency that exclusively services the HVAC industry. I got my start in marketing quite a few years ago. I went to school for marketing originally. However, I found my interest in the HVAC trade through a few summers of working an apprenticeship for a commercial HVAC company here on the other side of the water in Newport News. And so I kind of put the two together and realized that this is a really cool industry. And I love helping HVAC contractors grow their business and ultimately make more money and help serve their customers better.
Love it, Eric. Yeah, and we work with a lot of contractors that use Rival Digital for all their website, their advertising strategy, all that good stuff, and they're seeing great results. So I can't speak high enough of Rival Digital, a great program they have there. So today we're going to be talking about setting appointments, running appointments. So what percentage of your new leads turn into appointments? I'm going to go ahead and launch this poll. Less than 30%, 30 to 50%, 50 to 75%, or more than 75%. So what percentage of your new leads, this could be from any lead source, your website, Facebook, Google, whatever, what percentage of those actually turn into appointments? Because, we've all experienced it. People will ghost you. They might be shopping around trying to get a, quick quote over a text message or an email. So we got to handle that and make sure we're able to actually set these appointments instead of just dealing with people ghosting you all the time. So it looks like a majority of you guys are looking at 30 to 50%. One person's doing more than 75%. Awesome stuff here, guys. Our goal today and the strategies that we're sharing today are going to help you increase your appointment set rate by around 20% or so. So what I encourage you to do is if you don't have that number offhand in your business right now, you go into your CRM and do the division there, right? How many appointments that you set divided by the total number of new leads over whatever time period, maybe the last 30 days, and then start implementing some of the strategies that we talk about here today on the webinar, and then track the change in that appointment set rate. And then, of course, you want to look at your appointment run rate too and have a strategy to handle those cancellations. But either way, looks like a lot of you guys have room for improvement, 30, 50%. Let's definitely try to get that up to above 50%. And that's what we're going to help you guys do today. So I'm going to go ahead and close this poll. Thanks for participating, guys. So like I mentioned, today we're going to talk about ways that you can increase that appointment set rate. It's really going to be a three-pronged approach. The first of which is utilizing ad templates that actually work to help you set appointments from the get-go and help frame the right mindset in the lead when they go see that ad, when they go to your website, to encourage them to set that appointment and work with you. So we're going to talk about Google advertising, things that actually work with respect to ads, website messaging. We're going to show you guys some examples of really good websites that help educate the homeowner, right? That's super important. And then, of course, collect all the lead information that leads to that follow-up, which is really good text and email templates that we have available for you today that you can bring to your business. And it should help you. And we've seen this because we've measured, hundreds of thousands of conversations on lead follow-up. And we know what works and what doesn't when it comes to that follow-up. So I'm excited to share with you guys these three things today on how you can increase your appointment set rate by utilizing Google Ads, a good website, and then, of course, that follow-up strategy that's going to help you get that lead to set that appointment with you.
Cool. So Rival Digital, we're a full service digital marketing agency for HVAC contractors looking to grow their business. That's all we work with is HVAC contractors. So we really are specialized in this space and know exactly how to help you turn some of those users into leads and then also turn those leads into paying customers. So what we do, we offer website design, online advertising, search engine optimization, social media management, and social media advertising, and also reputation management. So essentially, we do full service, soup to nuts, everything you need online to help you grow your business.
It's awesome. And we have a lot of customers that's great, Eric. Thank you. And we've got a lot of customers that use Rival Digital for their full service digital marketing, and they connect the website forms up with Hatch, so we can instantly text, email, and leave a voicemail with those leads the second they come in. So a little bit about Hatch is the last you'll hear about our companies before we dive into the meat and potatoes of the presentation. We're messaging app for HVAC contractors, strictly designed to increase your close rate, increase that appointment set rate, and decrease those cancellations. And how do we do that? We connect up to your CRM. We connect up to all your lead sources to pull in those leads, so we can instantly text, email, leave a voicemail with those leads the second they come in, and continue to follow up until you get a response. When you do get a response, you'll get an alert on your phone. You can pull up Hatch and respond to that lead and set that appointment. So not only do we do that speed to lead component, we also help you guys with the rehash, the sales follow-up after the appointment, get the objection, close the deal. We also do appointment and install confirmations. That's always really important to make sure you're keeping your customers in the loop. And really, it's just one inbox for your entire team to work out of and handle those conversations, set more appointments, and close more deals.
Cool. So one thing we're going to talk about today is a shift in the mindset when it comes to advertising for your HVAC business. So obviously, we all know that the install jobs are going to always yield a higher return on investment than a simple repair job. However, we're finding with more and more research into this industry that you're going to set more install appointments if you actually advertise heavier for repair services for heating and air, and also even plumbing if you do plumbing as well. So it's really a shift in mindset. And the whole thought here is you'll get more installs if you advertise for repairs. And so this isn't just something that we made up. This is actually proven. This is a snapshot that we took actually yesterday on Google Trends for the interest over the past year time frame for the two different search terms. So the blue one is HVAC repair. The red one is for replacement. And as you can see, there's a much higher volume for repair than replacement. And this makes sense because, if you're a homeowner, which I'm sure a lot of you are, if something goes out, the first thing you're going to want to do is get it fixed. You're not going to want to drop $8 to $10 grand to get it replaced immediately. You're going to want to get it fixed. So you're not going to go immediately onto Google and type in HVAC replacement if your air goes out. You're going to go on there and say HVAC repair or AC repair or something along those lines to get it fixed first. So that, since it's a little bit of a smaller job, you're going to be able to capture that lead for a lower cost rather than a replacement lead, which would be a much higher cost. So you get a better chance of getting that install job at a much lower cost.
Yeah, Eric, that's a great point. And when we talk about increasing that appointment set rate, it's going to be a lot easier for you if you've got a digital strategy that's focused on repairs and you instantly text the homeowner and say, hey, I understand you've got some issues with your unit, your system. Happy to send somebody out ASAP to come take a look. Chances are the homeowner's gonna be like, oh my gosh, like they got in touch with me really quick. I want to set an appointment with these guys over, maybe the other services that they're exploring. So it's a kind of a combination of getting the leads fast, but also kind of framing that right mindset across your whole digital strategy. So I love that, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's a quick template of something that we've done for a local client of ours who also uses Hatch. So this is why we're sharing this example. And so this is a repair ad, two different ads that we've got. One is just a simple text ad, and then the other one is a call ad. both on Google, and they're targeting AC repair. So the keywords that we're targeting here are AC repair, air conditioning repair, AC maintenance, service near me, HVAC service, etc. Anything to do with repair or service. And then obviously where the location targeting is in the area of Virginia Beach. So what you'll see here on the top example is there's 3 headlines here. The first one pretty much confirms to the user that they've found the thing that they were searching for, which is AC repair. The second part of that is going to be 24/7 emergency service, which is nice because it lets the user know I can call them whenever and they will come help get my air fixed. And then the third one is a call to action, a hook. Call today, receive $25 off your repair. And that's how you get them really to click on the ad. And the one on the bottom is just a call now. Pretty much if someone's in a huge hurry and they need to, they will often call rather than clicking and going to a website and reading. And so some important things to note here is that we're going to exclude keywords that contain our competition's name in it because we do not want to have our ads showing up if someone is searching for a branded term for another company, mainly because if they see that they're searching for Bob's Heating and Air Company and your Tim's Heating and Air Company, they search Bob's and then they see your ad and they click on your website and then they go to Tim's, they're immediately going to leave because they know what they're looking for already. And so a lot of these companies, they have the words heating and air in it. So you got to be careful when you're targeting to make sure that you're using an exact match exclusion on those negative keywords so that you don't lose the heating and air element of the search.
Well done. You mentioned earlier about the cost per lead being lower for these leads. So like, I mean, in ballpark figure, I mean, we're talking about, not having to increase your budget to get more appointments set. I mean, what are we talking about in terms of like dollar value for these leads? The repair versus the not dollar value, but cost per lead for the repair versus the replacement.
Yeah. So for replacement leads, we see it anywhere on an average between $36 to $42 for that click on a repair or for a replacement or installation. For these repair ads, we see them as low as $3. Wow. So you're getting it. You're getting it way lower. Sometimes they range between $3 and $6, depending on the volume. Obviously, in the summer months when the volume of it is higher, there's more competition. You may pay a little bit more, but you're very rarely going to exceed that $6 ballpark for a repair lead on a Google ad.
Eric, and I'm just trying to like back into it because if your sales reps are good enough to upsell to a full replacement, I mean, heck, for $7, the math kind of checks out. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is also, even if the technician gets there and there is a repair option available, and they complete the repair, an average repair job, you got the diagnostic fee typically. Then you've got parts and labor. You're still looking at a $400 to $600 job, even if they just repair it. So even that return on investment is pretty solid. And if repair isn't an option, and then they have to go to the install, I mean, you're talking at an $8,000 to $15,000 job for literally like $3 to $6. That's huge.
Yeah, and I'm sure a lot of folks are probably like, well, I don't want to have my reps going all over God's green earth, chasing these leads and doing these appointments. You can geofence all these ads. So you could, I mean, ultimately, if you just wanted to target a couple neighborhoods for a replacement or coming into the summer months, I mean, holy cow, you could just, do that and then just see what the volume looks like and then kind of slowly expand to make sure your reps aren't, having to drive an hour to chase like a repair lead. So there's so many ways that you can kind of test and go about this whole process.
Oh yeah.
So let's dig into the website itself. So we click the ad, we go to the website. What does that need to look like?
So there's a few elements that you're going to want to have on these landing pages. First, you're going to want to have copy that matches the ad itself. So if they click on an ad that says AC repair, you're going to want to make sure the messaging on that page says stuff about AC repair or maintenance or whatever it is that they're clicking on. The second thing is you're going to want to have an easy way for them to get in touch with you, be it a contact form or a chat widget or function on the page for them just to instantly text you. because that's really how they're going to convert. And you want to make sure that that's really prominent on the page and near the top, and so that they're able to quickly get a hold of you. And then number three, you want to make sure that the offers that are on the page match the offers that are on the ad, because remember, that's the hook that set that customer onto your website. So you want to make sure that you can get that validation and reassure them that they're going to get that discount, because that's really what's going to help them make their decision in choosing your company. So some things that you're not going to want to have on your page, you're not going to want to have social media icons in the top, because you're paying for them to come on your website. The last thing you want to do is send them off onto Facebook where they're going to go argue with people in the comment section about something. You don't want to have too much going on really with these landing pages, because again, they're in a hurry. They want to get their system fixed. They don't want to watch a bunch of videos and look at all these photo galleries, and just get straight to the point, have an easy way for them to contact you, and make sure that the words on the page are matching the ad and are knowledgeable of what services you offer.
Yeah, and Eric, I think it's important to kind of take a step back and realize that your industry is a need, not a want. Mm-hmm. So the easier that you can, funnel that user to just request that repair, like you mentioned, having the form on top, and on mobile, the form is on top. So if you go to this website on a mobile device, you'll see what I mean here. Making sure it's stupid easy for the user who's probably just pissed off, they're hot and they're miserable in their home heading into the summer months. Make it stupid easy for them to request service.
Absolutely.
And Eric, I've seen a lot of companies, they might hire somebody to do their Google ads, and that person might be different than their website person. And the mismatch on offers is egregious. I've seen this happen so many times.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of factors that go into your Google ads. You really want to, one of the biggest factors is that ad quality score. And so if the person running the ads and the person running the website aren't in cahoots with what's going on, that quality score is probably not going to stand a chance, because you want to make sure that the landing page experience is meeting all of those needs that you have to have really to make sure that you've got a good quality score on your ad, and to also make sure that the user is having a good experience. So I totally agree.
For sure. So user or homeowner fills out the form. Now what? What do you need to be doing to that lead? It goes without saying that you got to be consistent. We talked about this earlier. Make sure your website matches the ad creative, and then make sure all of this stuff matches that initial follow-up, right? So if you're offering $25 off any HVAC repair, make sure that part of your follow-up strategy, whether you're doing that on the phone, over text, over email, that you make sure in the back of your mind that this user is expecting that $25 off. And so in this case, this person requested a repair, not a replacement. So make sure the messaging is matched up to the repair. Happy to send somebody out ASAP to take a look at your unit, have a minute to chat. So it's important that you follow up with that consistent brand voice, and you follow up quickly. Data shows that you as an HVAC contractor are actually 7 times more likely to set an appointment if you respond to a new lead in 1 hour versus 2 hours. So again, low-hanging fruit here. You'll set more appointments if you get to leads first. And I that's just, you guys know that. That's just general common knowledge. What's even crazier is that you're 21 times more likely to actually close an install if you respond in less than 5 minutes. So the quicker that you are to a lead, the better off you are. Let's face it, guys. A lot of you are buying leads from Home Advisor or Modernize or Angie's List. You name it. These lead sources, they're not all coming through your website. You're competing against 2, 3, 4, sometimes even 5 other contractors for that one lead. And so if you can get in front of them in less than 5 minutes, and here at Hatch, we can help you with that over text, email, and voicemail. If you can get in front of that lead in less than 5 minutes, you're going to be more likely to not only set the appointment, but also close the deal. And given we're going to be kind of framing the whole ad and the website around repair, because that's really where the best bang for our buck is in terms of cost per lead, then you can make sure that your reps are good and trained to upsell, either sell that repair job, for $700, or maybe 1 out of 3 times. You can do the math on how often that your rep actually ends up closing a replacement versus a repair. and then kind of back into that math and figure out, okay, well, how much do I need to be investing in leads to get this type of return? And so, yeah, the math speaks for itself. Get to leads quickly and get to leads in a text-first approach. Why do I say a text-first approach, SMS? Because 97% of consumers actually ignore calls from unknown numbers. I'm sure you guys have had that issue in your call centers where people aren't picking up the phone. It's a number they've never seen. A lot of carriers like Verizon, I've got it right here, will actually block numbers that they think might be spam, right? You're not a spam number, but it might think that you are. It's an unknown number, and a lot of people can configure their phones to just ignore those calls. The other piece of it is the people that are actually engaging with these ads or engaging with your website are on mobile. If you guys have a Google Analytics account, you can just jump in and see on the home page on the dashboard, what percentage of your users are actually on mobile. Chances are it's over 50%. So if that's the case, they're already on their phone, they're filling out their form. So what do? You shoot them a text. Their call might get silenced. Your call might, end up in some spam blocker. So start with text. It's super easy. 95% of texts are actually read within 3 minutes. So you're going to get in front of the homeowner. You're going to increase that response rate over text versus email and phone. So I can't encourage you guys to do that enough. Text it first and then follow up with other channels like calling and emailing, for example. So this is a general framework of your, what we call a multi-touch follow-up. The lead comes in, you want to text them, send them an email, give them a call, maybe leave them a voicemail, get in front of that lead. Obviously, text first approach is really effective. I've seen companies go from getting a 5% connect rate on new leads in the first day to 50 plus, and some companies are doing 80+%, especially in HVAC, because it's, we work with some home improvement companies where, maybe a remodeling is more just somebody in research mode. Whereas an HVAC repair, holy cow, your response rate is just going to go through the roof if you start with text. So lead comes in, text. Day 2, send a follow-up text. Day 3, maybe introduce the offer that you have on your website. And then, of course, you got to eventually break off the conversation on day 7. So what does that actually look like? These are templates that you guys can bring to your business. We're going to send these afterwards so you can copy paste these. But first text goes out. Happy to send someone out ASAP to look at your unit. Have a minute to chat. If you don't get a response, make sure you're following up. Here at Hatch, our product automates this for you until the lead responds. If you're not using a tool like Hatch, you definitely should set reminders in your phone, reminders in your CRM to follow up. But again, the follow-up is super straightforward and to the point. You're texting like you're talking to a friend. One of our technicians can come out today if you'd like. What time works best for you? Again, you don't get a response there. Introduce that special. Again, read these text messages. They don't sound like, that cookie cutter billboard ad or that TV ad, right? You're talking to the homeowner like you're speaking to a human being, right? Like you're texting your friend on the phone. FYI, we're running a $25 off special on all repairs. What's going on with your AC, right? So they requested, again, we got to make sure we have a consistent brand voice. They requested a repair for their AC unit. So therefore, we need to make sure we're referencing that, make it personal. And like I mentioned before, here at Hatch, we can automate this for you. You can set up these multi-touch campaigns, as you can see right here. And as soon as a new lead comes in, that follow-up is done for you automatically. So what happens if leads actually don't get back to you? A lot of companies will, kind of give up after the lead just doesn't respond. They don't pick up the phone. They don't answer the text. They don't answer the email. They kind of just sit in your CRM, sits in the ether. I would argue that your CRM is a gold mine. We work with a lot of customers that take their data from their CRM, they pull it into Hatch through integration, and they go after all these dead leads. So if you've got a dead lead, maybe it's from a few months ago that requested service, but just never got back to you. Maybe their unit, started working in some capacity again. Maybe they just said, oh, we're going to deal with this annoying noise for another, couple months. So it's important to keep in touch with them. A good way of doing that is not by pushing the appointment. It's providing value. Nurturing 101. Hi, Eric. This is Josh from P&M Air here. Here's how to determine whether or not your HVAC system is failing. So maybe you have a blog post on your website. Maybe you work with someone like Train that might have a good blog post that you can reference. But whatever you're doing, make sure you're providing value to the homeowner, establishing that trust. Now, I know, Eric, that you do a lot of blogging for your customers, and it's very effective. How does one kind of figure out what type of content to either A, write about, or B, show to the homeowner that they're nurturing that ended up maybe being a dead lead?
Yeah, so usually when I'm looking for topics to write about, I typically find either things that we're trying to optimize the website for instance, Virginia Beach, a lot of units that are closer down to the ocean front experience corrosion from the salt in the air. So stuff like that, like how to treat your unit for corrosion or how to avoid corrosion. But then what I do is I'll find the topic that I want to talk about, and then I go and type it into Google, and then I will scroll down to where it says people also ask. And then I just take all of these and turn them into blog posts, just copy and paste that entire question into its own blog post.
That's beautiful. And that's great for SEO juice too.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah. That's great. Yeah. We've seen a lot of folks have had a lot of success nurturing dead leads, not by just saying, hey, is your unit still acting up? It's just saying, hey, here's a few things that you should just take a look at. And then you're establishing that trust and credibility. If you got a previous customer, right? Somebody that you maybe did a repair for a few months ago, maybe you replaced their unit a couple years ago, it's important to give yourself an opportunity to go back to the home and upsell. You guys do this all the time with service warranty contracts. Maybe somebody doesn't have a service contract with you and you want to go to the home and do a complimentary inspection and then sell that contract, or maybe sell some type of air purification system that or UV system, like whatever the case is. You give yourself the opportunity to go to the home and do that. And so this is a good example of a previous customer that we're nurturing. We're pulling that data from the CRM. Hey, Eric, this is Josh from Hybrid Air. We're providing free inspections to make sure your system is running smoothly as we head into summer. You can schedule it at your convenience here. And then you're going to get a lot of volume with this because, who doesn't want a free inspection? So I would encourage you guys to invest in a tool. Maybe your CRM has a scheduling link that you can use for your reps, or maybe a tool like Calendly that's free. But you're going to get a lot of volume. And so make sure that you kind of block out the calendars for certain things and allow people an opportunity to schedule it on their own. That's going to help your appointment setter not go crazy because you're probably going to get a lot of volume. So before you start doing this, make sure you have somebody to actually handle these responses and make sure your reps are obviously trained to do that type of upsell.